Hello everybody! We are now here at our last plot point 6, and I think we've all guessed what's going to happen. He's really happy because he's turned into a butterfly. Now for this part we're actually only going to write 2 sentences. But of course, if you would like to finish off your story with more sentences, maybe about what he's feeling, you can go back to our scaleometer about happiness and maybe pick one of those top words. You know, the caterpillar felt might be quite a nice sentence to add into this. But we're just going to be looking at 2 sentences. The first one's going to be an action sentence of how he comes out of that chrysalis. And the second sentence is going to be a simile sentence, which we're really good at. So, our action sentence. I'm going to move on from me and show you a clip of a caterpillar, well, a butterfly, hatching out of their chrysalis. And I want you to watch carefully, and as you're watching, write down some words of what you think the chrysalis is doing. Wriggled. Pushed, he's pushing his way out. Oh, it's very slow, isn't it? Slowly. He's having to force his way out. Forced. He needs to crack it apart. Crack. Oh, he's nearly out. Sort of poking his head out. And out. So he flopped. Fell. And he stretched his legs and his wings. Okay, so I hope you have lots of action words there. So now I'm going to model a sentence, and I'm going to use some of these words to describe what happened. And it took 18 days in my story, so I'm going to start with the word eventually, because that's a good time adverbial to use when you've been waiting a long time. So eventually, comma, he wriggled. Wriggled. So I've used that one. Wriggled. I'm going to do power of 3 again, so sentences sound quite good with 3 words. Wriggled. Pushed. And flopped, I think. Pushed and flopped out of his chrysalis. Oh, I think I missed the R out. Chrysalis. Full stop. Eventually he wriggled, pushed and flopped out of his chrysalis. Now we're on to our last sentence, and we're going to describe the butterfly and what he looks like, and talk about it using a simile. So let's have a look at that picture, and I'd like you first of all just to write down what colours you can see. We can see red. I'm going to underline it because I'm going to make a list in a moment underneath that. Leave a gap. What other colours can we see? Blue. Green. Yellow. Leave a bit of a space because we'll make a list. yellow, orange, purple. What other colours are there? I might have thought of them all. Have I got blue? Yeah, I've got blue. Brilliant. Okay, you might have other colours that you've seen, but I'm going to just stick to those 6. So now we're going to think of some other things that are these colours. So maybe you might like to pause it now and think of your own ideas, and then when you click play, see whether we match with any of ours. And I'm going to do mine. Okay, so these were all the things I could think of that went under these colours. I'm going to add one more title, which is multicoloured. Coloured. So other than a butterfly, what else is multicoloured? Well, the obvious one is a rainbow. Maybe a pencil case. Maybe a beautiful garden. You might have thought of some other ones there. And so now I'm going to model a sentence where I'm going to describe the butterfly using similes with these words here. Now, I've got lots that I can choose from. And so I thought, actually, because the Very Hungry Caterpillar is all about what he eats and all about food, I'm going to choose the food similes, just because I think it's quite fun to choose them all being the same. You don't have to. It's absolutely okay to go from a crab to water to turtles. That's absolutely fine. But I'm choosing to only use food as my similes. I'm going to write my sentence down here. So, he noticed that. I'm talking about the caterpillar, now butterfly. He noticed that. He had spots as red as, now I'm going to look under my red list, as red as watermelon. A watermelon. Stripes. Now his stripes are blue, so I'm going to look at my blue list. Stripes as blue as, I've only got blueberries as my food simile there, as blue as a bowl of blueberries. Of blueberries. He noticed that he had spots as red as a watermelon, stripes as blue as a bowl of blueberries. Oh, that's a bit of alliteration there. Parts of his wings, so comma, parts of his wings were as green as a fresh cucumber and as purple as a juicy plum. Full stop. Okay, I've included a lot of colours there, and you don't have to include as many as I have, but this is my sentence. He noticed that he had spots as red as a watermelon, stripes as blue as a bowl of blueberries. Parts of his wings were as green as a fresh cucumber and as purple as a juicy plum. And I'm going to add one more sentence to talk about what he is now and talk about him being multicoloured. So sort of two sentences within this one here. He was now a butterfly. Now a butterfly. Comma, as colourful as a rainbow. Full stop. And that is the end of my story. So go ahead and finish off your stories.